And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Coca-Cola 400 version 2 as we prepare for 38 laps of racing here. At Talladega Super Speedway. It's an all front row motorsports front row. Kind of ironic, but true. Brent McCaleb on the pole for this race alongside of Bill James, both of which may be in their last race of the season for these respective rides, since they have not commented in quite a while. They will start on the front row. Sean Galligan comes in sixth of the standings. Yes, sixth of the standings in that Hartlepool Chevrolet, and he's starting off in third position alongside of Hannah Smith, who came away with a very respectable finish at Infineon last week in her first Snickers Cup Series start. Dylan Young trying to get back on the warpath as far as consistent finishes go. He has had bad luck the last two races, and he's starting off in fifth alongside of John Worry with the Doritos paint scheme on his car here today. We have one new driver in this field, and that driver is the number 52 car, Samet Ozkan. After being released from that ride, now Dion Scott has taken over the number 52, and he's sponsored this week by Peak Performance, and you'll see him during the course of this day, no doubt. Okay, so we are mere moments away from getting the command to fire these engines up. Our points leader, Trent Whitney, is going to be in this field, so we'll keep our eye on him. We'll also be keeping an eye on some other drivers who are in the top 10 in standings in this field, including Devin Wilson. So, pretty much Trent Whitney, Devin Wilson, and Sean Galligan. Those are the three we'll be watching here today, as they will roll off and complete their 3 pace laps. We'll get ready to go under the green flag very shortly. Here's the starting lineup. So here we go. The Camaro pace car will pull off, and we'll get ready to go under the green flag. 2 Fords out in front. Teammates here. Brent McCaleb on the pole, and Bill James to the outside. As mentioned before, it may be their last races in this, or their last races in these respective rides. But here we go. Green flag is displayed. We are underway here in the Coca-Cola 400 version 2. But they got awfully close to each other off near the back there. Mia Morris and Red Bell, they were getting into it awfully quickly there and be a little worried. Oh, look out! Oh, my word! Devin Wilson! Right down and into the rest of the field just got turned. Oh, Barney Ward is in it. Nick Bergen is involved. And the caution is out. Devin Wilson came in 8th in the standings, and he's involved right now already in this event. Here we go, as Sean Galligan tried to take a peek to the inside of Brent McCaleb. No such luck yet. He's going to try and maybe get a run here off turn 4. His drafting help is going to come in the form of Dylan Young, who ended up picking up his second career Truck Series victory here at Talladega not too long ago, a few days ago as a matter of fact. But it looks like Brent McCaleb is going to stay out in front. But Devin Wilson just got turned about 3 rows of racing. Whoa! John Worry gets turned! Save it, John! Oh! He got a piece of the wall, but I don't think it was that bad. Good gravy. John Worry slid across the start-finish line in the 5th position. But oh my goodness. There's Dion Scott. Oh, in his debut. Oh. Outback Steakhouse and Peak Performance sponsoring him this week, and he's involved. There's Danny Wells in it. Matt Nathan was involved. Sam Young was in it. Nick Bergen, he was involved. Mia Morris got damaged. Adam Chambers, I think, got some damage. Alexander Dawson was involved. Barney Ward, we know, was in it. Oh, Rowdy Estep was in it. Oh, Joseph Bryan gets turned around there by Luke Walker and Barney Ward. Oh, Alexander Dawson just got flipped over by Adam Chambers. What's up with that? What in the world? Devin Wilson's damaged. Trent Whitney, our points leader, with Pizza Hut sponsoring him today at this race at Talladega. He has some rear end damage. Rear end damage also to the Ricky James machine. Everybody else appears to be okay. The caution is out. They'll come down, make pit stops with Brent McCaleb out in front. Let's see what happened. Start of this wreck is started by Jacob Lawler in the 51. Right there, he gets into the 42 of Devin Wilson. He turns down to Ricky James. Devin Wilson turns down to Adam Chambers. Here comes Logan Ryan. Somehow, Logan Ryan, Christopher Blake, Luke Walker get through that. Jacob Lawler comes up into Sam Young. Chad Skinner has already sustained some damage at this point. And I don't think it's over. Further up here, let's see. Sam Young gets involved in something else here further up. Someone get turned. Luke Walker gets turned around there. But I don't think that's the incident that sustains more damage for drivers here. Let's look. Oh, there it is. Jacob Cook turns to Danny Wells. Matt Nathan and Barney Ward make contact with Mia Morris. And then, looking further up front here, there's Luke Walker spinning. Trying to see here. Oh, there's Dion Scott. How did he get his damage? He's right in front of the points leader. Let's rewind it just a little bit, see how Dion Scott in his debut gets involved. Oh, there it was. Joseph Bryant, I think, got turned up the racetrack by somebody. There's Bryant. See what happens here. Ricky James goes spinning. He gets into Rowdy Estep, who then goes up into Joseph Bryant in his new New York Mets paint scheme, and then Dion Scott's just into the back of him. Tough break there for Scott. There's where Trent Whitney was involved. Got rear-ended by Alexander Dawson. There you see Mia Morris just went out of the view, but she went up into the outside retaining wall. And then, I don't think it's over. I think Sam Young ended up further up here getting turned. Let's see here. Is it Richard Johnson or is it Jacob Lawler? Someone makes contact with the 34. Yeah, Richard Johnson just flat out turned the 34 car around. And Sam Young goes for a spin. And, oh! Who was that? Was that Nick Bergen? Yes, it was. He just plowed into the back of the 32. Oh, someone else got into it, I think. Who was that? There was somebody else right there. Was that Danny Wells? Did Danny Wells get a piece of that as well? Yeah, right here. Oh, yeah. Danny Wells, he's trying to continue on. Mia Morris comes down and makes some contact with Danny. I'm wondering if there was some temper flare right there on the part of Mia Morris. I don't know for certain. That was mighty interesting. No doubt about that. But Danny Wells gets turned around as well. But now we got to figure out what happened with Alexander Dawson and all those others there when we were under the caution flag. Okay, here's what happened. Everybody was backing up here. There you got the 43 car of Kristen Worry. She moves out of the way to avoid Ricky James, who is slower. Trent Whitney is slow. Devin Wilson, with the other target car of Rowdy Estep right behind him. Rowdy Estep, I think, got into the back of Devin Wilson. Joseph Bryant gets jacked up by Barney Ward. Ward gets jacked up by Luke Walker. Now here comes Adam Chambers, Alexander Dawson, and Mia Morris. And Dawson just drives into the back of Luke Walker. I don't know what Dawson was thinking. And then Adam Chambers drives into Alexander Dawson. And then Mia Morris drives into her own teammate Adam Chambers. So I don't know. I don't know if they were told that the drivers were up to full pace lap speed or what, but certainly some unneeded damage there for quite a few drivers. Oh, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. We are only on lap number 5. We'll go back to green flag racing on lap number 6. And 10 cars are already out of the race. And they are the Chad Skinner machine, Rowdy Estep, Joseph Bryant, Barney Ward, Luke Walker, Adam Chambers, Mia Morris, Sam Young, Danny Wells, Dion Scott in his debut, he's out of the race, as well as the cars of Nick Bergen and Matt Nathan. So here's the way they line up as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Hannah Smith, she's out in front now after pit stops. Bill James is second. Logan Ryan is third. Justin Perry fourth. Red Bell runs fifth. Dylan Young is sixth. Seventh is Christopher Blake. Jake Cole is eighth. Ninth is Jacob Cook. And 10th is Sean Galligan. 11th place, Ricky James. 12th is John Worry. 13th is Kristen Worry. William Duncan is in 14th. 15th is James McLeod. 16th, Daniel Schwab. 17th is Brent McCaleb. 18th is our points leader, Trent Whitney. 19th is Devin Wilson. 20th is Jacob Lawler. And then 21st is Richard Johnson. And 22nd is Alexander Dawson. Pace car will peel off. And we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 6 of 38. Hannah Smith, in only her second career Snickers Cup Series start, is going to lead them down to the green flag. How would it be for her to be able to win here at Talladega? Here we go. Green flag is displayed, and we're back underway. Boy, back there, I almost thought I was going to see James McLeod spun out, because it almost looked like Daniel Schwab, last week's winner, was almost leaning on the 48. But speaking of Schwab, we didn't talk about him at the beginning of the program, with the fact that he is our defending winner after picking up the win at Infineon last week. But here we go. Logan Ryan going low for the lead. Looks like Justin Perry has thoughts about going even lower for the lead. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go to the front. Out of the 4 Front Row Motorsports cars that started this race here, 3 of them are still running. Red Bell there, also Bill James and Brent McCaleb. So Front Row Motorsports has a good chance of going to victory lane after putting 2 of their entries on the front row for this race. Leader at the stripe, Justin Perry will lead them. In the 94, Dylan Young, though. We were talking about the fact that Dylan Young picked up the Truck Series win in his division here at Talladega. He's trying to get a good finish. Right now, he is up in the second position, but he's about to lose that. Bill James to the inside. John Worry, he's still up there contending inside the top 10 in the Doritos Chevrolet after an amazing save, I think, for his 33 car. Slid down towards the inside safer barrier and just kind of smacked it a little bit with the left side, but no apparent damage to that number 33 that caused him to in any way be off the pace with these racing, with the cars that are up to full speed racing for the win. As Sean Galligan and Dylan Young, they were working together earlier, but that time it didn't work out so well. I think Sean Galligan gave Dylan Young a little tap, and that got Dylan Young loose. Sean Galligan to the inside. Galligan's looking for his second win of the season in the Snickers Cup Series, and it would be his second Snickers Cup Series victory in his career. Tell you what, he's coming into this race in 6th in the standings, and Sean Galligan already this season is making himself look like a championship contender, as he will now go to the front. Here comes Logan Ryan in the 36 car. He may be a contender before all is said and done. He came off a very good finish last week at Infineon, so he's riding a bit of momentum as well. And how about Jake Cole? Just thinking about Jake Cole, I mean, Jake Cole, he has a win here, if I remember correctly, at Talladega Superspeedway. It's either at Talladega or Daytona, but Jake Cole is well known for his racing abilities at restrictor plate tracks. We'll see what exactly he can bring to the table as he's on the inside line there getting drafting help from Hannah Smith. Red Bell just recently picked up a Mobile One Cup Series ride. She's going to be driving the number 79 car in the Mobile One Cup Series for the rest of the season. Oh no! Oh my word! Sean Galligan just got flat out turned in front of the rest of the field. And Jake Cole is involved. Dylan Young is in it. I have the feeling William Duncan's in it. Bill James is in it. I got the very strange feeling that that car right there, Logan Ryan, is going to be handed a penalty after flat out turning the leader right there in front of the field. Oh my goodness. Logan Ryan, I'm not exactly sure what was going through his mind right there, but he flat out turned the leader, Sean Galligan, into drivers such as Dylan Young, Jake Cole, And I believe William Duncan sustained some damage as well. There may be some penalties handed out. Let's look at a replay and see just exactly what was on the mind of that number 36, as Devin Wilson's got front-end damage, so has James McCaleb, and so has Trent Whitney. They backed up again here on the back straightaway, and our points leader, Trent Whitney, has sustained some damage in the 46. We're looking here to see if indeed there was an intentional turning by the 36. He goes down to the inside, and he brings his car back up the racetrack, up into Sean Galligan, who was leading at the time. Galligan slides up. There's nothing that Jake Cole can do, or Dylan Young, or William Duncan, or Bill James, who started on the outside of the front row. He is involved as well. And I can safely say that I'm pretty certain the NNSCRA is going to be handing out a penalty to the 36 car right there. Needless aggression on the part of Logan Ryan. But also, we've got James McCaleb, Devin Wilson, and Trent Whitney, our points leader, who has sustained some damage as well. And that was a incident of cars backing up there on the back straightaway, trying to find their lines to go under the caution flag. We're going to try and follow all of that and see what the result is of what's just happened. We do know a penalty will be handed out to Logan Ryan. We don't know what the penalty will be, though. Well, here's a big story, folks. Those drivers that we told you had sustained that damage after being backed up there on the back straightaway, including our points leader Trent Whitney, have retired. Devin Wilson and Trent Whitney, they are out of the race. That being Devin Wilson, who came in 8th in the standings, and Trent Whitney, who came in as our points leader. He'll retire in 19th. Jake Cole, Dylan Young, Bill James, they have also retired from the race. Top 10s, we get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Brent McCaleb, Justin Perry, Daniel Schwab looking for 2 in a row maybe. Hannah Smith is in 4th, and 5th is Jacob Cook. Kristen Worry is 6th, 7th is Red Bell. 8th is John Worry, 9th is Ricky James, and 10th is Christopher Blake. There is Logan Ryan. He is still awaiting word over his radio communication of what the penalty is going to be handed out to him after that aggressive move, which cost the win for so many drivers. Anyway, we're getting close to reaching halfway in this event. As our pole sitter, Brent McCaleb, back out where he started. That is position number 1. Anyway, Logan Ryan is still in this race. He's still going to be able to finish this race, but it may not really matter where he finishes depending on the penalty that's handed out. I mean, if he ended up winning this race, he would get 42 points, but if he's docked 50 points, then he loses 8 points rather than gains 42. So Logan Ryan right now, I don't know what's going through the mind of that driver, but he really cost himself and his team right there with that aggressive move. Whoa, almost no contact between Hannah Smith and Brent McCaleb as Jacob Cook's going to go 3 wide. Daniel Schwab's going to offer the drafting help down there. I'll tell you what, Daniel Schwab driving the same ride that he drove in the Snickers Cup Series race last week, in which he went to victory lane. We may not have heard the last of him. How about Ricky James there in the 55? You know, there are a few drivers here in this pack that we may be seeing the last of, though. One of them is the current leader, Justin Perry. Also, the Christopher Blake machine. We may be seeing the last of him. We may be seeing the last of Ricky James. And we also may be seeing the last of Brent McCaleb, as we mentioned at the top of the program. Justin Perry, though, out in front. He'll continue to lead the way. Second place now is under contest. Daniel Schwab has it. Logan Ryan wants it. And I'm certain that right now everybody's going to be keeping their eye on Logan Ryan, because I wonder if Logan would think that he has nothing to lose and he'd still continue to be aggressive. But looks like right now he is minding his manners, keeping it clean. And whoa! Kristen Worry almost got turned there. Careful bringing it back up onto the racetrack, Kristen. Good job. Everybody's going to miss her. She's actually going to get some drafting help from a fellow female there as she comes back up the racetrack. Hannah Smith going to draft with the 43. Well, she was, but not anymore. Back up here to the front, Daniel Schwab all over the back bumper. Justin Perry seems pretty content to be riding there in that second position right now, as the Hardee's Dodge will continue to lead the way. You know, we ended up having in our first division race, the winner being Garrett Hay, and that being his last race with Penske Racing. If he didn't comment, I mentioned those drivers here that are in that same boat, including leader Justin Perry, Ricky James, Christopher Blake, Brent McCaleb. If that is the case, if they go to victory lane, some driver is going to move into their ride and also end up having a win to their credit and represent that ride in the All-Star race. Anyway, Justin Perry continues to lead. He has not yet been challenged by anybody. And here comes Logan Ryan. Now, I am getting word that the penalty that's going to be handed out to Logan Ryan is that he will be docked 50 points. So no matter where he finishes on the racetrack, oh my goodness, how did they hang on to that? I saw the 41 and the 37 completely sideways off turn 2, and somehow they hung on to it. But Logan Ryan, he will lose points regardless of where he finishes. However, they have stated that if Logan Ryan does pick up the win, he will get credit for that victory. They will not strip him of the win. So, Logan Ryan, a little bit of saving grace there. He would get credited for winning this race, but he will lose points regardless of where he finishes as Justin Perry continues to tick away these laps. We're up to lap 19 of 38. We are halfway in this event, as a matter of fact. Red Bell has now moved herself into second place. Third place is Logan Ryan. Fourth place now Ricky James. And fifth is Christopher Blake. Sixth is Daniel Schwab. They're all single file right now. Seventh is Brent McCaleb. Eighth is Christian Worry. Ninth is Hannah Smith. John Worry is 10th. 11th is Jacob Cook. Then way back here you got 12th place Richard Johnson. Jacob Lawler in 13th. 14th is William Duncan. Sean Galligan is 15th. James McLeod runs in 16th. Alexander Dawson by himself in 17th place, and that's the field that is on the lead lap right now. Alexander Dawson in no danger of going down a lap right now. And we're into a nice long green flag run. This could spread the field out even more if we end up having to have green flag pit stops. It happened yesterday in the Snickers Cup Series Division 1 race where Garrett Hay was able to go to victory lane due to it. And now they start pack racing further back, and I think they are starting to catch this group once again. It'll turn from a 3-car pack into a 11-car pack very, very quickly. Red Bell had thoughts about the lead, but she'll continue to run in line. Not exactly bad strategy by Red Bell. Well, actually, Red Bell, Logan Ryan, they're coming down pit road. Ricky James is coming down pit road as well. Also Hannah Smith, Jacob Cook, and John Worry. Anybody else from these lead packs? Richard Johnson or Jacob Lawler? Lawler, he will come down pit road. Sean Galligan and James McLeod. We'll see if they'll come down pit road and make any pit stops here on this lap. They are quite a ways back from the rest of the field. Galligan will stay out, but James McLeod, he will come down pit road. So the leader is still Justin Perry, now with a wide margin over the second pack of race cars. Kristen Worry, Brent McCaleb, Daniel Schwab, and Christopher Blake. This is where the hand signals come into play. You got to let the other drivers know, hey, I'm coming to pit road. Go up high of me. Give me room. I want to get to pit road. And here comes some more drivers. Kristen Worry, Daniel Schwab, Christopher Blake, our leader, Justin Perry, on pit road, and that will turn the top spot over to, I believe, that would be, Richard Johnson's coming down with William Duncan. The leader now would be the number 37 of Brent McCaleb, our pole sitter. Now he's going to come around. He's going to put Ricky James a lap down. John Worry, Jacob Cook, they'd be next to go a lap down. However, they're hoping a caution does not come out, so that way Brent McCaleb will have to make a pit stop, and then everything will cycle back around. But with only 17 cars on the racetrack, not going to be a lot of pack racing, so makes you wonder just exactly how are these drivers going to be able to catch back up to each other and get back to pack racing. Here comes the leader, Brent McCaleb, giving up the top spot. He will come down pit road in the Luke Ford Fusion. Brent McCaleb's going to pull into his pit stall here. Here he is. He's going to turn to the left as he's going to come down to pit box number 1. After gaining the pole for this race. So if Brent McCaleb does not come out ahead of everybody else, I would think, by my calculations, Justin Perry would cycle around back as the leader. See if they're going to take tires on this stop. Yeah, going to be some left side tires for the number 37. Maybe a 4-tire stop. Let's see here. Nope, just left sides for that race car. Very interesting strategy right there. Normally when they come down pit road, you see them making tire change on the right side of the race car, but not in this case. And the new leader looks like it's going to be Red Bell. Quick enough pit stop for the 28 gets her out in front. Logan Ryan sliding by Justin Perry. That is for second. Perry back to third. Coming up on the slower car of Alexander Dawson. Fourth place now is going to be Kristen Worry. Fifth, Daniel Schwab. Hannah Smith, sixth. Seventh, Jacob Cook. John Worry, eighth. Ninth, Christopher Blake. And Brent McCaleb is going to come out in the 10th position, it looks like. Ricky James in 11th place. But Red Bell, she's pacing the field now. Now they get held up behind the slower car of Alexander Dawson. They're going to split Dawson 3 wide here, it looks like. Logan Ryan going to get held up behind Dawson now as Justin Perry will offer the drafting help to Red Bell on the high side. Red Bell leads the way. Then you got Justin Perry, who's actually going to challenge for second place there. Logan Ryan into third. Justin Perry challenging for the lead, not for second. But how far back is the rest of the pack here? Well, not too far. These guys, they can get into a pack here and they can catch up very easily. So it's 3 cars right now, but it could turn into 9 cars in a hurry as this 6-car pack is starting to catch up. Hannah Smith, Kristen Worry, Jacob Cook, also Daniel Schwab, John Worry, and Christopher Blake. They're coming up on the slower race car of Alexander Dawson. They're going to try and work their ways around him, splitting him 3 wide here. Kristen Worry going to bypass Dawson via the high side. Same for Daniel Schwab. Everybody else going to do it down low. And Kristen Worry, she is trying to catch up to these other drivers here now who are racing side by side again. As a matter of fact, taking a look at it, inside the top 10, we got 3 females. We got Red Bell leading the way. We got Kristen Worry in 4th and Hannah Smith in 5th. So the statistics are fairly good that we could have a female go to victory lane here. Trying to think of the last time a female went to victory lane, and I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the last time a female went to victory lane was back in season 2, and it was Angel D'Souza who went to victory lane driving the 99 car. 2-car tandem working out right here between Red Bell and Justin Perry. Well, Justin, watch it! He almost got into Red Bell's right rear, which could have turned her up the racetrack and taken him out of contention as well. Let's keep an eye on the progress of this bigger pack of race cars. Let's go to a time ticker here, just to see if they are gaining on this other pack. They were a total of 4 seconds behind the last time by, but they are running up in the 194s. Where's the others running? 190s. So they are running faster, is this second pack of 6 race cars, including this guy right here, last week's winner, Daniel Schwab, who I'm certain is thinking about maybe 2 wins in a row. But we'll see here at the stripe, Red Bell has now crossed the start-finish line. Actually, Justin Perry is the leader now. But let's see if this second pack has cut into the lead. No, they lost some. I didn't think that was possible, but they have. They have lost some ground to this first pack of race cars, who are now catching up to the slower cars of James McLeod and Sean Galligan. Justin Perry's going to take the low road, and he's going to get by him easily. Perry with the lead, Red Bell second, Logan Ryan third, as James McLeod, Sean Galligan, who had an opportunity to win this race, and I'm rather surprised that I'm seeing a little bit of, I don't know, sportsmanship or just conservativism on the part of Sean Galligan. He could have wrecked Logan Ryan right there. He could have turned dead left into the 36, but he did not. He let Logan Ryan go by. He may be looking at the big picture. Sean Galligan's running in the 15th position, remember, and if another wreck occurs, he could pick up more spots. Galligan comes in 6th in the standings. The last thing he wants to do is penalize himself and end up finishing a lot worse than he could here with a 15th place run right now at his fingertips. Here comes that second pack of race cars. And it did take quite a while for these cars to catch up to Sean Gallagher and James McCloud. And so, definitely Red Bell, Justin Perry, they're in a good spot. Look out! Oh, they're getting together off behind there. Look. Oh, no! James McCloud gets turned! Last week's winner, Daniel Schwab, is in it. Jacob Cook and John Worry receives a piece of it as well. The caution will come out with Red Bell leading the way. And this is going to bunch up the field now. Oh, my. That I did not expect, but it happened right there, folks. Damage to last week's winner, Daniel Schwab. We know James McCloud got turned there. Christopher Blake sustained some damage. Also some damage to the race car of John Worry. And there was another car that I know got a piece of it as well. I think it may have been Jacob Cook. Yes, it was. So we are under the caution flag. Red Bell is the current leader in the Golden Corral Ford. Let's see what put us under the caution flag once again. Take a look here. They're trying to get around the slower race cars of Sean Gallagher and James McCloud, and it may be Hannah Smith that gets into the left rear. No, Daniel Schwab turned the lap car of James McCloud up into the fence. John Worry gets a little piece of the wall right there. His teammate, Jacob Cook, the other Richard Childress car, he's involved right there, goes for a spin. Christopher Blake, nowhere he can go. He got a little tiny piece of it. Not much. Looked like the car that sustained the most damage out of all of that was Daniel Schwab. I'm pretty certain that James McCloud has quite a bit of front-end damage, but he was already damaged, so you couldn't really notice whether he had damage or not, and Jacob Cook goes for a spin. So there were two Richard Childress cars involved in that, the 33 of John Worry and the 30 of Jacob Cook, as well as last week's winner, Daniel Schwab, James McCloud, and Christopher Blake. So we get ready to go back to green flag race on lap 33 of 38. New leader, William Duncan in the 60. Then it's Kristen Worry in second. Third place is going to be Brent McCaleb. Fourth, Logan Ryan. And fifth is Christopher Blake as the green flag is displayed. William Duncan, he may be looking for his first win in the Snickers Cup Series. If you're just joining us, drivers that were out as a result of that wreck, James McCloud, the only one to retire. Everybody else made repairs to their race cars and returned to the racetrack. So we'll try and show you who's running where after those pit stops were made. Whoa, wait a minute. Richard Johnson's got heavy front-end damage there. Don't know if that was from anything. William Duncan, those not-so-fresh tires, that strategy's not going to work out for him. New leader, Kristen Worry, in the 43, but she's got challenge from Logan Ryan down low. Let's try and show you through the field. Ryan leads now. Second is Kristen Worry. Third is Brent McCaleb. William Duncan's back to fourth place now. Fifth is Christopher Blake. John Worry sixth. Justin Perry is seventh. Ricky James is eighth. In ninth is Hannah Smith. Jacob Cook is in 10th. 11th is the Red Bell machine. She slipped back. 12th is Jacob Lawler. 13th, Daniel Schwab. Richard Johnson and William Duncan, they're giving up their positions to come down pit road. They tried to stretch it and stay out. Will not happen for those drivers. Here we go now. This pack is starting to bunch up once again. Got Kristen Worry, Christopher Blake, Logan Ryan, John Worry. He has been involved in 2 wrecks, and he's still up there fighting in that 33 car. Ricky James there, Hannah Smith, and only her second start up inside the top 10 as well. But it is all our pole sitter, Brent McCaleb, right now, but he's out ahead of these guys. That may not be the best place to be for that number 37 car. Out about 5 car lengths ahead of everybody else. However, he's running up inside the 200s all by himself. These cars have suddenly come to light, and that's because they have fresh tires here. There's a car up ahead of them. I think that's William Duncan. He had to give up the lead to make a pit stop. He tried to stretch it, could not do it. So William Duncan, the pit strategy did not work out for him. They're 4 wide back there between Justin Perry, Logan Ryan, and Red Bell. They continue to battle even after the field has bunched up. They were in a 3-car tandem. Whoa! Hannah Smith almost gets turned by Red Bell. And how they held on to it, I do not know. Oh, William Duncan gets turned, and Justin Perry is in it. And this race may end. This race may be over. Perry and William Duncan get contact with each other. Sean Galligan is going to bypass them. So is Daniel Schwab, Lawler, and Alexander Dawson. But Brent McCaleb may have just won this race right now with that wreck occurring. Kristen Worry may get credited for second, but a wreck occurring after contact, which I believe was Red Bell getting into William Duncan, the slower race car. Let's see what we're under the caution flag for and if we will get back to green flag racing. Take a look here. Red Bell and Hannah Smith, they had just made their contact off turn 4 and held on to it. Now you watch Hannah Smith, she's going to come to the inside of William Duncan. Red Bell, on the other hand, can't go anywhere. She tries to go up here, almost clips Logan Ryan. And then William Duncan comes up the racetrack there, and there's just some contact between himself and Red Bell, and Justin Perry so close to missing this, but when the 60 car snaps loose, Justin Perry gets a piece of it, and just a tough break for Justin, who'd been up front, led quite a few laps today, and he's involved along with William Duncan to bring out what could be our last caution of the day. It's going to be very interesting to see if we're going to be able to get to go back under the green flag or not, or will the lead and the win go over to our pole sitter, Brent McCaleb. Well, we are still under the caution flag on lap 38 of 38, which means that Brent McCaleb has done it. The pole sitter is going to finish right where he started. Brent McCaleb's going to go to victory lane, folks, and pick up his first career Snickers Cup Series victory. Hannah Smith, how about that? A great podium finish in second. Logan Ryan, he'll finish third place, but with that 50-point deficit he's going to have to make up, that's not really going to help him that much. He's going to get credited for third place, which would give him, I think, 40 points. This means he's going to lose 10 points rather than gaining any points. Christopher Blake's going to finish in 5th place, and Ricky James will finish in 5th in the 55. 3 drivers in the top 5 may be out of their rides at the end of this race, so they're going out with a bang, are Brent McCaleb, Christopher Blake, and Ricky James, and the checker flag and the caution flag are waved at the same time. For Brent McCaleb, he goes to victory lane here today. Take a look here at the official results. Red Bell, 6th place for her. John Worry, he was involved in 2 different things, comes away with 7th. Jacob Cook in 8th. Daniel Schwab, last week's winner, finishes a respectable 9th. And Jacob Lawler finishes in 10th. After spinning out late, Justin Perry's going to finish in 11th, and Kristen Worry is going to finish the day in 12th. 1 lap down in 13th, Sean Galligan, 14th. 1 lap down, Alexander Dawson. William Duncan finished out of the race, along with all these other drivers. A few notables. Devin Wilson came in 8th in the standings. He'll finish 18th. And our points leader, Trent Whitney, the good luck kind of runs out today for the 46. Still a top 20 finish, though, for Trent, as he'll come away with 19th place. Take a look at the rest of the finishing order here. Dion Scott in his debut, 32nd place. We really didn't get to see what the 52 car had for the rest of the field today. And so a tough break for him. And that's the rest of the finishing order. Congrats to Brent McCaleb on his win. And we got the Division 3 cars that will be coming here. Only a handful of drivers will be watching in that pack that are in the top 10 in standings. Dougie Shears and Ryan Acosta. But we may have yet another exciting finish in that race. Brent McCaleb picks up his first career Snickers Cup Series victory, as he may be in his last ride for the Front Row Motorsports team. Thanks for watching the NNSCRA Sports channel. Remember, if you were in this division, be sure and watch the end of Division 3 race to find out where you are now in the standings. Also, to let you guys know, the Division 1 and Division 2 people that have not commented, their rides are going to be up for signing up at the end of today. So be watching for that. 2 of those are going to include the 22 who went to Victory Lane yesterday and the 37 that went to Victory Lane today. So you may end up being able to get a ride that already has a win this season. For everybody here in the NNSCRA Sports channel, I'm Seth Cole. Thanks for watching the NNSCRA Sports channel. We leave Talladega. We'll be back for Division 3. This has been the NNSCRA Sports channel, offline racing at its best. And also be sure and follow us on Twitter at NNSCRA Sports.